Hey, Taurus, intuitive soul coach here with your November 2022 full moon reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Taurus and take a look at what this game-changing lunar eclipse and full blood moon in your sign has in store for you. So just a friendly reminder, Taurus, these are general readings. Please do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or even entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Taurus, we have Gemini energy and double Capricorn coming out here. So you may have these placements in your chart. You may be dealing with others that have these placements in their chart, or you are just embodying the energies altogether. So a little bit about this lunar eclipse and full blood moon on November 8th in your sign of Taurus. This is actually a three-part series of eclipse that took place first on November 19th, 2020. So Taurus, if you can think back to that time and see what was going on in your life, whether personally, professionally, or even on a global level, you're going to see that there has been growth, there has been transformations and changes that have been occurring here. And then that final eclipse concluding on October 28th, 2023. So there's, again, a three-part series taking place here. So not only is this a very powerful eclipse, it's also the midterm election day on November 8th in the United States. So this can be also about revealing and concealing. Eclipses can bring about secrets. They can bring about scandals, shadow type of energy, shadow truths, shadow self. It can be about sparking revolutions here. It can be about a strong political movement. It also for you can be about gaining that laser focus, Taurus, and hitting the goals on the mark. If you've had some ideas, some dreams, if you've been in your head overthinking or overanalyzing, this full moon is all about you bringing it down to reality. It is time for you to take that next step and get proactive on manifesting the things in your life that you want to see happen and take shape. Also, for you, Taurus, this is all about ruling the throat chakra, which you have here. Speak your world into being. So this makes perfect sense because your words really do affect your reality. So some of you may be hearing truths, you may be telling truths. There could be some secrets or things that you've kept hidden that may be coming out to the surface. It could be an idea that you've had or you've kept in. It could be a career path that maybe you've wanted to discover or take. For others of you, this could be a relationship. I'm just feeling that you're making something concrete. You are speaking your world into being, and there is an energy of, again, that laser focus is what Spirit keeps bringing about when I talk about this full moon. It's getting clear on what you want so you can manifest it here on Earth. And Taurus, you're an earthy sign. You're all about the material and the pentacles and the coins, but also you're ruled by Venus, and Venus loves beautiful things and loves the idea of love as well. But Venus is also into the material realm. So it's a perfect time for you to manifest those goals that you've had for yourself, or to take that move, to take that next step when it comes to your career, to solidify a relationship in your life, or to even maybe part ways if this is something that you've been thinking about for quite some time, because the things that you've been thinking about or pondering or maybe holding back on bringing out into the world, this is the time for you to do so. So we also have Capricorn taking a reality check. The way that Spirit is showing me this energy is all about the bull. Taurus, you are that bull. And when you think of the red flag, right? Holding up a red flag in front of the bull, that bull has a laser focus on that red flag, and nothing else really matters, right? Except that red flag. So what I'm sensing that you're doing is, yes, you are taking a reality check and you're saying, what is that red flag for me? What is it that I need to get clear on? What is it that I need to get focused on? Because full moons can be about release. They can be about structure as well as healing rituals. And I do feel for you, this is a time to part ways with anything that has been holding you back from creating something here in the physical world. So you're taking a reality check and figuring out what you need to do to set your laser focus on an area of your life that's been maybe a little bit up in the air. It's time to bring that air energy down to the earth, the earthly realm. Next you have leave the past behind. Full moons are all about release. Again, it is about leaving that past behind. So Taurus, if there is anything in your life that has maybe, I hear cashed in. It's almost like you're cashing in your chips, right? There's no more growth. It's almost like playing a game of poker and you've already hit every wonderful hand that you can get and you have a big stack here. And when is it time to kind of take that money and run? When is it time to cash in? And I feel like it's time for you to cash in those chips and for you to take a new path, take a new course. So I really like this energy for you, but it may involve you leaving something behind. They're giving me a strong 8 of Cups energy, so I'll be curious to see if that shows up in your reading. But let's dive in here. We're going to take a look and see where your energy is currently at. We're going to take a look and see what you are focused on manifesting at this time. We'll dive into your untapped spiritual gifts and greatest strengths. And we'll also get messages from your spiritual team. And then lastly, Taurus, we'll get messages here on how you can continue moving forward on your soul's journey. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. This makes complete sense with the energies going on. And I will say here, intuitively, there's going to be a lot of energy. I'm almost getting Tower. Now, you don't have the Tower here, but I feel on a collective energy, there could be a lot of Tower moments. There could be sparking of revolutions, movements. There could be things going on that come out into the open. Again, the eclipses can be about revealing and concealing. So things that may have been concealed may be revealed and vice versa. But the King of Pentacles is you here. This is all about that big boss energy, focusing on success, focusing on stability. And take a look at what color it is here. It is red. So what is that red flag for you? This is about you getting clear on how you can bring in more stability, more abundance, and how you can continue to climb your way up in your life. What does that stability and commitment look like to you? You're not afraid of hard work, Taurus. You're not afraid to put in the energy and the time to commit yourself to something that is going to bring you a lot of growth. And that's what this is all about. Your hard work is going to pay off if it hasn't already. There are steps that you're going to take here that I feel like a lot of you are, it's almost as if you're changing the script or you're changing the course. And maybe you were on a course that was less than desirable, whether again in your career, in your relationships, in your health, maybe there was a move, but now you're really making it happen. And the King of Pentacles is all about building his empire here. He's disciplined. He is excited to put in the effort and put in the work. And I feel like you may be taking a new spin or a new approach to how you create money or how you bring in money. The King of Pentacles, he's happy. He's happy there with that coin, with that pentacle. So whatever goals that you have for yourself, don't give up, because now is the time to form them into reality here. You've done a lot of healing, I feel, on yourself with this Four of Swords. This is about you taking that time out. I feel a much needed time out to recoup, rejuvenate. A lot of you have been even overworking yourself with this King of Pentacles. This can be about working smarter, not harder. So what ideas that you've had in the past regarding income or regarding even self-care, I feel like you're figuring out solutions to any challenges that you've had here in the past. When this Four of Swords shows up for you, it's about gaining that R&R time, rest and retreat. And I feel like that's something that's required and needed for you at this full moon juncture. But it may be, it could be a few hours. It could be a full day. Some of you are taking a vacation. Some of you are taking some downtime in order for you to kind of revisit this King of Pentacles so you can work smarter, not harder. Because when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling the pressure and the energy, it's almost as if it pulls every ounce of strength and out of you, and you feel depleted. And that's kind of what I was feeling here for you in the beginning. But now you're on this new trajectory, this new shift, and this Taurus energy that is coming in may bring about some major radical shifts in your life. Now, I like this energy for you here, but again, it's time for you to uncover some of your own gifts that you have and some of the goals that you've had. So it's time for you to put them out into the world and not fear any of that rejection or the criticism or the judgment, whatever fears that may have been holding you back. I feel like you're pushing through them. When you think of that bull energy, Taurus, that bull doesn't stop and look at the crowd, right? They don't stop and see maybe that there's somebody in the crowd that has a tiny little red flag that they're holding up. Their main laser focus is on that big flag, the big red flag that may be over here. So you're not getting distracted by what's around you. And that's what I feel here. Now, you also have the High Priestess. This is all about mystery. We're in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is all about the mysticism, the intuition, the spiritual side. The High Priestess is saying here that you may know on a deep level that there's some big changes that are happening for you around this full moon. You may have known that things were going to either come to the surface or be exposed. There could be truths, there could be secrets, there could have been hidden agendas, but I do feel like your intuition is on point. And if you felt a little bit out of touch with your spiritual side or with your own intuition, now is the time to get back in touch and to co-create with the universe here, because the High Priestess says you have what it takes. You can see her crown chakra is illuminated there, and it's also illuminated by that beautiful pink and green energy, which is healing. So you may be healing some beliefs that you've set out to heal. You may be upgrading. You may be leveling up. And again, if you go back to that November 2020 energy, what truths may have been exposed at that time as well? Could there be something that's coming back around, but you've learned a very important lesson to trust your intuition? Next, we have the Queen of Wands. So some of you may actually be leaving a corporate position to explore entrepreneurship or open or expand your own thing. For others of you, you may have been working for one person and now you're over here working for yourself or working for someone else. King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, I feel like you are stepping into this hard working type of energy to build what you've had. Now you've gained a little bit of that downtime. You're trusting your intuition, and you have this high feeling, this high nudge, this intuitive hit that is saying that you must discover this new path here. Queen of Wands is very confident, very strong, very creative, very artsy. She is the entrepreneur. She's the person who creates an energy of inspiration. She's a great multitasker. She's great at communicating. She's great at speaking her world into being here. And at times, she is the one that she does need that reality check, but I feel like she's holding the wand here to make things happen, and that's what you're doing. And you also see the cat below her, so there is an aura of independence here for you, Taurus. Some of you may be even working for someone else, but you are hitting some higher level of management or CEO or leadership qualities as well, because this Queen of Wands, she's feeling good, she's feeling bold, and she's feeling adventurous as well. And she has this magnetized energy where she's able to manifest what she wants. You can see that there's a lot going on around her, but she's happy and she's feeling inspired as well. So the wands here, even though we show up in your energy, you may be kind of thinking outside the box, because this lunar eclipse can be more earthy. It can be about following the rules. But what I feel for you is you're doing something in an unconventional way. You're doing something that is part of sparking this new revolution, this new way of doing, this new way of thinking, Taurus. And maybe 10 years ago, it was unheard of, or it was something that someone said, that'll never take off. Just like with, cell phones and computers and, whatever it is, at one point it starts from scratch and people think, well, maybe that'll never take off, but really something is taking off in a big way. And this could be something you're creating, something you're starting, or something you're finally manifesting here in this 3D earthly realm, but you're feeling good about it. And that's what you're focused on manifesting. Is, I feel, it could be career. Now it could be travel. Some of you may be deciding to travel the world. For others of you, you may be opening up a business that has to do with reaching people on a global level. You may be in the tourism, the hospitality, the tech savvy as well. I just heard tech savvy. So there's something that you're doing on a tech level here. Some of you may work with computers, but for others of you, there is a creation of something that's, I don't want to say never been created before, but you're putting your own spin, your own unique twist, and it's bringing about a lot of success, or you'll start to see it bringing about success. Your hard work is going to pay off. So don't give up here right before you hit that finish line. Laser focus is your key theme, Taurus, for this moon. Now let's take a look and see what your untapped spiritual gifts and greatest strengths are. What are your untapped gifts and greatest strengths? I really love this part of the reading here because a lot of us know that we have gifts and we have talents and skills, but we're not sure exactly what they are or how to implement them more into our lives. And so the untapped spiritual gift, which is what we'll look at first, this is something that you have access to at all times, but you may have only be using a small percentage or a small part of your untapped gifts. So what we have here is the 10 of Swords. Your untapped gift is to know when to walk away from something. And you may be saying, oh, that's been a struggle my whole life. Well, that's why, is because this is untapped. You really know when to walk away, but doing it is a whole different story. Your intuition may have said, 5 years ago that you wanted to leave a relationship, but you've stayed in it and it's maybe brought you disappointment. Or it could be the same for a job or a career path. Maybe you've thought 10 years ago. They're also showing me for you, there could be something with a 10-year cycle. It could also be 7 because they just showed me double 7s and then I see in 17 on the clock. So there could be something with a 7 or even 10-year cycle, Taurus, that it's time for you to walk away from or it's time for you to let go of. So yes, this isn't the 8 of Cups energy, but like I was feeling in the beginning, there's something you're shutting the door on and you're moving towards this new direction. For some of you, again, it is corporate world to more independence. It could be a relationship that felt stable, but you may be going in a different path. It doesn't have to be a romantic love. It could be a relationship maybe with a family member where some of you may be moving across the country, or you may have children that are moving out of the house. And it's important to walk your own path and stay in your own lane, Taurus. And that's what your untapped spiritual gift here is to know when to walk away from a situation where there is either no more growth or you've learned all that you can from this situation. Don't just stay in a position for other people as well, because it's important for you and it's important for you to set a good example as well for the people around you. So if you are a parent, there could be an energy of setting a good example by walking away. Now the 10 of Swords can also be at times avoiding recovery. It can be a feeling like we're in denial. It can at times feel like we've been betrayed, but I really like the 10 of Swords in this card because it's more of a graceful ending. And typically when we see the 10 of Swords, it's a person lying on the ground with 10 swords stabbed in their back, right? But what I feel for you, especially because we're clarifying a gift that you have, this is about endings being graceful. So whether you are leaving a toxic job, or maybe it's not even toxic for you, maybe it's just that you know that your time is expired, but maybe you've stayed because you've loved the people that you've worked with, or you don't want to disappoint them because you're so good at what it is that you do, but you need to do this for you is what I feel. So very powerful energy. Let's take a look at your greatest strength, because your greatest strength you can use to embrace and dive into this untapped gift here. 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is when to when to kind of cut the cords, which we just talked about here with the 10 of Swords, because in this you can see that she's looking at a reflection of herself and she feels bound and she feels tied. But if she were to only take off that blindfold and she were to reach down and uncuff herself or unrope herself here, she's the only one that can do that. On the outside looking in, you know, she looks like she's holding it all together and she has everything she needs to manifest success, but maybe she doesn't always feel it. Your greatest strength is to get out of your own head at times, Taurus, and for you to cut the cords, literally here, cut the ropes, cut the cords, take off that blindfold and do what you need to do to manifest the life that you want for yourself. So this is a very powerful combination. This 8 of Swords, so it's not necessarily the 8 of Cups that I was seeing earlier, but 8s are about power. It's about you standing in your own power, you having the strength to speed up the processes that you want to manifest in your life quicker because you're getting out of your own way. 8 of Swords can at times be sabotaging ourselves. It can be about feeling trapped or restricted because we are blind to see what's right in front of us. This can be about ignorance as well, not knowing how to do something, or not knowing that we necessarily could walk into something better than what we've left behind. When these greatest strengths show up for you, I feel like you're no longer holding back. That's kind of what I get here. You're no longer holding back because when she can truly see that she's the one that holds the key, the ticket, then she's unstoppable. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female here, but this is a very, very powerful combination. So sometimes our own worst enemy is ourselves. We sabotage, or we get in our own way, or we get in our heads, or we overanalyze or overthink, or we tend to tell ourselves a story over and over and over again that keeps us hostage in a situation that we don't want to be in. But your untapped gift here is to gracefully end a situation that is just, you know, ready to be freed from. Powerful stuff here. Let's dive into your spiritual messages and see what your team has for you, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, your pets, your animals. What do we have here for Taurus? Right off the bat, we have gratitude. So I did want to mention as well, this full moon is all about healing rituals. It's about gratitude, and it is about release as well. So some things that we tend to at times take for granted, I feel like it's a very important time for you to recognize all that you have, all that is right in front of you. Maybe we take for granted, that we have a comfortable bed, hopefully comfortable bed to sleep in, or we have a refrigerator, or, drinking water, whatever this is, because sometimes that can be taken for granted. So this is a really good time to count your blessings, and you have that here with gratitude. I'm also going to pull 3 cards from the Work Your Light Oracle. And for those of you that are interested in any of the decks that you do see used during your reading, you can find all of that information in the description box below. All right. Wow. So the card that came up, I just kind of seen a flash of here. We have the Mirror, which you literally have the mirror here as your greatest strength. And we have Pleiades and Pillar of Light. So let's just go over your messages from your spiritual team. Right away, we have gratitude. And it says, life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving. Be thankful for who and what is in your life. Don't complain about what you do not have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. So an attitude of gratitude is starting to really take shape in your life. And when you start to focus that energy on the blessings and the gifts that you have in your life, you're going to start to see more and more of them. And that's kind of what she's doing here, is she's focusing. She has every single thing within her That's her greatest strength. She has that magician type of energy where she has the cups, she has the wand, she has the sword, she has the pentacles, where she can manifest and create what she wants. But the biggest challenge is for her to see that she has those gifts and those skills and those talents. So make sure that you give gratitude for what it is that you have. Next, we have serenity. The most important relationship that you can have, Taurus, is the relationship you have with yourself. And also Aries received this card as well. So if you have Aries in your chart, you may want to check that out as well. It says this is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity. There it is. Let go of an old mental story that maybe you told yourself, because perhaps that story isn't true for you anyway. And that has to do with that throat chakra. And Taurus, you rule the throat. So communicate your needs, express your desires, and then make them, focus on them becoming a reality. And lastly, you have strength. This very powerful Leo energy here. And it says strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own and unique way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we are always here for you. So even when you feel like you are all alone, maybe you've been through a dark night of the soul, this is saying here that you have what it takes to up level. You have what it takes to walk away from things that no longer serve you, and to be able to heal, and not only heal, but make a comeback. Because remember, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. Okay, very powerful words there. And that's what I feel like you're doing. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. So remember that, Taurus. Now, what else do we have for you? We have the mirror. And I'm going to just hold this Eight of Swords up because you can see her looking in the mirror. And the message is, who or what is triggering you? Who or what is triggering you? Take this time to really embrace this full moon energy. Your intuition is high. Your intuition is on point. So if someone or even yourself is triggering you, take a look at why. And maybe it's time for some sort of graceful ending, or maybe it's time for you to walk away from a belief, a pattern, or that trigger even. Next, you have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You're here with a double mission, not just one, but two. So very powerful energy to be a part of, because it says that you're here to channel. A lot of you, maybe even mystic workers, light workers, healers. You may be on that spiritual side. Scorpionic energy is all about the mysticism and spirituality and going deep. And this says here that you're channeling energy this month, and possibly for each and every month after, where you may be taking something to a different level in your career, in your personal life. And next, the second part is to uplift humanity. You've come here to help others release their own restrictions, their own constraints. Some of you may be healers, coaches, writers, actors. You may be forging a new path for mankind to get out of this ignorant type of energy, because ignorance is not bliss. Knowledge is power. And when we open our eyes and we become what the new phrase is, woke or awakened, that is when those miracles really happen. And it's important to stay woke. It's important to not put those blindfolds on and be able to see your gifts, your talents, your skills, and the energy that you have, that you can create a difference here in this world. That's what you came here to do, channel and uplift humanity. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. Next we have here, lastly, pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Holy cow, Taurus, you are the oracle. You are, raising your vibes. You're becoming woke. And remember, look at that crown chakra. These colors are almost beautifully aligned with this high priestess, this very beautiful pink and turquoise. Some of you may be noticing more of these colors. You may be wearing more pink and turquoise. You can actually see that here in my colors. So if you are a light worker, an energy worker, or if you've been researching more into the mysticism, spirituality, even shadow works, truths, because eclipses can be about, which we talked about, revealing and concealing. So secrets, it can be about going deep and going within as well. So I do feel like your vibration is rising, and Spirit wants you to know that it absolutely is. So very powerful reading so far. Let's take a look lastly and see how you've grown during this cycle and action steps that you can take to continue on your path. Okay, you do want that one. Thank you, Spirit. I was wrestling with that one for a second. Okay, thank you. Good message because of what just happened. So if you've seen that, you could see I was kind of trying to put it back into place here because it didn't fly out, but Spirit's like, nope, nope, that's meant to be. So Spirit is saying it's very important for you to go with the flow this month as well. Don't try to force, fudge, or hold back, because as you could see, and you might want to just rewind that a little bit there as well, because a very important message, Spirit's coming in strong about not trying to make something fit when it wants to be let loose. Okay. And this could be your ideas. Maybe you were held back on creating or writing a book and bringing it into the physical world because maybe you're afraid of criticism, judgment, or maybe you just felt like it wasn't good enough to bring into the 3D world. Spirit is saying anything that you want to manifest is important, and it's meant to be here, and it deserves to be here. Whatever goals, dreams, wishes, or things that you want to manifest. So don't put them back when they're meant to come out is kind of that energy I'm feeling here. So lastly, let's get an action step that you can take to continue moving forward. All right, so what do we have here? First off, how have you grown? Four of Swords, beautiful energy to have here. Four of Swords showing up is the card of 1111. Some of you may have been seeing ones quite often for quite some time. And also when you think back to that first eclipse in the series on November 19th, 2020, take a look and see what you may be celebrating from a couple years ago. Okay, there could be a strong energy coming in of a celebration. Some of you are celebrating some relationship energies that you've had. It could be a move over the past couple of years. It could be a new job. It could be halfway to marriage. But this is about ceremony. It's about honoring each other. It is about hitting milestones and gaining that level of achievement. So I do feel for you, you've grown in instrumental ways because you have here gratitude. I feel like Spirit is very proud of you. So give thanks for the blessings that you have, but also it's time to start something new. It's time for you to climb to that Six of Wands status. And I feel like you most certainly will. So you've grown by acknowledging all that you've been through, by counting your blessings as well. But the biggest message for you here is for you to continue growing. Make sure you're focused on the gains instead of the loss, okay? Because when you stay in that energy, it's going to help you grow. You have the Five of Cups here, and this is an action step that you can take to continue growing, continue evolving. And this Five of Cups can be about allowing yourself that space to grieve, but don't allow yourself to sit in it and stay in it. If there was a disappointment or a rejection or a heartbreak or a loss that allowed you to heal, okay? Maybe it was work related. Perhaps it was a relationship that was important to you. Perhaps it was your own health. Know that, again, you can free yourself from any of those destructive thoughts or that lower vibrational frequency. Remember, you are a soul that came here, Taurus, to have a human experience. And this is all about you seeing what you have right behind you. She has a full cup there, and she doesn't realize it because she focuses sometimes too much on what's lost, what's gone, and she can't get that back. It's okay to remember positive memories and to remember good times and good things, but know that there's a whole plethora of memories and positivity and abundance in this cup sitting right behind her. So in order for you to continue growing on your soul's journey, look forwards, Taurus, not backwards. And that's the message here for you. So a very powerful reading. It's time for you to manifest. It's time for you to speak this world of yours into being, and know that it's time to hit that laser focus. Whatever goals that you have, zoom in, because you're going to manifest them here in the 3D world. I hope this helps you out, Taurus. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, subscribe, hit that like, comment, and notification bell. And I am sending all of you beautiful Taurians tons of love and light. Thanks so much for tuning in.